Hi, it's Charlie Atkins. This session is going to help you recover and move better so you can get more out of each exercise session. You don't need any equipment, so let's go ahead and get started. I have Gabby demonstrating modifications and Christina showing more advanced options. Let's get a little mobile. So before we get started, let's just take a deep breath in together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let it go. Nice. Now for our first exercise, we're gonna go ahead and do shoulder rolls. So Gabby, let's start with our hands up front. You can reach your arms overhead. Now all you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the shoulder blades back up off the back and then pull them down into your back pocket, push them forward, lift them up, and then you're just gonna continue with that circular pattern. So if arms are reaching out in front of you, make sure that the core stays engaged, and all you're doing is you're trying to roll the shoulder blades back into your back pocket. So just moving backwards in circles, and then let's go ahead and reverse direction. So this time we're gonna pull back, lift up towards the ears, push away towards the front wall, pull down, and then just continue in that circular pattern. So you're pulling the shoulder blades off the back, and then rotating them forward, trying to keep the neck nice and long and the core engaged so that all of the movement is happening at the shoulder blade. Whew, it feels nice. All those push-ups, all those overhead presses. Now from here, we're just gonna go ahead and bring our hands down by our sides and we're just gonna do some neck movement. So take the chin all the way to the chest and then start to look all the way up towards the sky. Bring the chin back towards the chest. Looking down, core stays engaged, head goes all the way up. Now bring the head back to center. Looking forward, take the right ear towards the right shoulder, and then slowly bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Moving back towards the right, moving back towards the left. Bringing the head back to center, tuck the chin to the chest, and now we're gonna draw a circle. So take the chin over towards the left shoulder, head goes all the way back and around, giant circle, gazes over the right shoulder, and then bring the chin right back down to center. Let's reverse the circle. Start to gaze over towards the right shoulder, head goes back, looks over the left, chin down to chest, and then go ahead and shake it out. How was that one?
Feels great.
Good? So keeping the core embraced, let's bring the right knee up. Pausing here for a second, with the core engaged, bring the right leg down, and then bring the left leg up. Christine, if you wanna do a little bit more advanced, you can always extend the leg. Otherwise, Gabby will just stay right here, lifting the knee up. So always maintaining that core posture, standing up nice and tall and allowing your core to lift one leg up and then the other. If you'd like to take a more advanced option, you can always extend the leg, or you can just stay right here with the knee bending up towards the chest. Lifting up, and then lowering down. From here, we're just gonna draw circles with our hips. So we're gonna bring the right knee up, open the knee all the way out to the side, step behind you, and then bring the knee right back up in that same pattern. Was that a bunch of snap, crackle, pops for all of us? Left knee up, open up out to the side, step behind you, and then bring the knee right back up and around. So we're trying to maintain this posture the entire time. Right leg goes next, opening, reaching the toe behind you, staying upright, shoulders stay stacked over the hips, left knee goes up, opening out towards the side, tapping behind you, and then bringing the left knee up towards the front again. Right leg goes, rotating out, reaching behind you, tapping the toe, bringing this foot right back forward. So if you're having trouble balancing, you can always hold onto a chair or the wall as you do these rotations. And then let's go ahead and settle in the front here, shake it out. And we're just gonna do some ankle rockers. So we're gonna roll up to our toes, and then we're gonna come back to our heels, lifting the toes up. So rolling up, and then going back. Again, if you're having trouble balancing, you can always hold onto a wall, or you can hold onto a chair, if that's helpful. Keep a slight bend in your knee as you do these. It might help absorb some of that resistance that you might be finding throughout the ankles. Toes come up, heels come up, core stays engaged. Chest stays up, just rocking back and forth. So in the top portion, you should feel the calves activate, right?
Yeah.
And then on the front portion, you should feel the muscles that's associated with the shin, the anterior tibialis. That should activate to pull the toes up towards the shin.
Yeah, I like that stretch.
Let's go and shake it out. Now, toes pointed forward, wide stance. We're gonna bring this left hand towards the right foot. Good, bend the knee, and then switch sides. So we'll just move slow through these. So the straightened leg, you should feel a nice inner thigh stretch. And in the bent knee, you should feel a nice hip opener. Rotation is happening at the torso as you're bringing one arm up, switching sides. So just letting your breath help you move through these. Nice slow movements for now. Now you can also use all of these exercises for a warm-up to help prep your muscles, joints, and even your brain for any upcoming workout. Just moving side to side. Ooh, this feels good. I feel like I'm able to get deeper the more that we do, right?
Yeah.
Bending the knee, pressing the hips back. Let's do one more rep on each leg, to the right, to the left, and then go ahead and sit up tall. And then come on down to the mat with us. We're gonna come to a kneeling position. Right knee is up, left knee is down. Gabby, you can stay in that kneeling position. Just bring your left hand down to the mat. Christina, let's scoot our back knee back, shoelaces down, and then all we're gonna do is take this right arm through a big circle, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then swinging that arm right back around, completing a giant circle. It's almost like a jazz hand, right? A big jazz hand. Now, as you open up the chest, you're reaching up towards the ceiling. Let's do one more circle on this side. And then go ahead and place your right hand down on the inside of your right foot, and then switch the kneeling legs. So just easily bring this left foot forward. For Christina, right knee goes back. Gabby, you can stay in the kneeling, and then left arm is sweeping open. Just taking that big circle, open up the chest. Let your head follow the hand. Reaching up and around. Let's do two. Last one, nice. Now go ahead and bring both hands down to the mat. Push yourself back up to standing. We're gonna go toes pointed forward, feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Hinge from the hips. Gabby, you can place your hands on your shins. Christina will touch our toes. Now, Gabby, just come to a squat. Christina, we're gonna bring our hips all the way down. Now we're just gonna reverse that entire rotation or that entire motion. Hips come up, back stays flat, hands go to hips. We come up, hinge from the hips, reach for the toes or the shins, drop the hips down for a deep squat. Hips come up, hands go to hips, chest comes up, lowering down again, keeping a nice flat back. Touch the toes, drop the hips come up, flat back, chest comes up. Hinging from the hips, flat back, touch the toes or the shins, drop the hips for a squat, bring the hips right back up, and then bring the chest up. Let's do one more. Hinge at the hips, reach for the toes or the shins, drop the hips, bring the hips up, flat back, come right back up to standing. Nice. Now from there, we're gonna come back down to the mat for some cat-cow circles. So in quadruped position, shoelaces down. In a traditional cat-cow, you're gonna inhale, look up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna exhale, tuck everything into center. Same thought process, but we wanna start to add some movement around the spine. So you're just gonna take the hips in a circle, keeping the arms nice and straight, moving the torso in a circle. If that feels uncomfortable to you, you can move the hips almost like you're wagging your tail. And then from there, just start to add circles. Let's go ahead and reverse direction over the circle. So again, you're trying to get that flexion and extension of the spine. So you bring the belly button down towards the mat, belly button up towards the spine. But all you're doing is you're adding some movement in the hips so that you're getting a nice circle throughout the torso. How's that feel?
Great.
You can move your head around. You can move your hips around. Again, if it feels uncomfortable, you can wag your tail. Just getting lateral flexion on both sides of the body. From there, let's go ahead and turn sideways on our mats. Now I want you to pretend that you have a glass of water balancing on your sacrum. Shoelaces down. We're just gonna lift the right leg up to the side like a fire hydrant. As high as you can lift it, don't lose your water. Lower the right leg down and switch over to the left. So we're gonna do these nice and slow. Controlled press into both hands, straight arms. Lowering this leg down, switching over to the right. Now what usually happens in a fire hydrant, lower this leg down, is we tend to open up and spill everything over to the side. Not today. You're gonna keep everything nice and still like you're balancing a bottle of water on your tailbone, bringing each foot in and out. The knee lifts up towards the ceiling, lowering down, really activating the glutes. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, left leg up, exhale down, good. Lift right leg up. Let's do one more on the left side. And then all we're gonna do after this left side lift, let's go ahead and come to the normal position on our mats for some lateral bird dogs. So go ahead and keep both hands on the mat, Gabby. Christina, we're all gonna reach our right leg back on an angle, pressing through the heel. So press the right heel straight towards the back wall on a 45-degree angle. Now, Gabby, stay there. Christina, reach your left arm out, same angle. And then we're just gonna alternate sides. So both knees come in, reaching out towards the left, press the heel, bring everything back to center, and we're just gonna continue alternating. So instead of a traditional bird dog where you're reaching forward and backwards, we're adding a little bit of a rotation by reaching out at about a 45-degree angle. Keep the back nice and flat, core engaged. When you're pressing through the feet, drive through the heels. So it's almost like you're stepping on the back wall. Coming back to center, reaching left leg out. Let's do right one more time. Flat back, everything back to center. Last time on the left. And then from there, let's go ahead and lay down on our backs. So the heels are gonna be mat width apart, hands down by the hips. All I want you to do is windshield wiper both knees towards the back wall. And then go ahead and switch the opposite direction, so knees go towards the front wall, and then they go back and forth. You can take this at your own tempo. You're just windshield wipering the legs. Make sure that the lower back stays pressed into the mat, that the head and the shoulders stay pressed into the mat, and that the toes are pulling up towards the shins so that you have that flexed foot position as you windshield wiper the knees side to side. Now in this position, the knee that is internally rotating is getting a nice stretch here on the outside, and then you're just alternating. Whenever the hip is open, you're actually getting an inner thigh stretch. So this is a great rotation to do anytime you're either trying to warm up or mobilize your hips. So just moving side to side, going towards the back wall. And then as we come towards the front wall, let's go ahead and lay on our right side for some side laying arm sweeps. So you want your shins parallel to the side of the mat, your thighs parallel to the bottom. Both hands are touching each other, letting your head rest on the mat or holding it up. You're just gonna sweep your top arm, touching the ground the entire time as you reach open towards the back wall. And then retracing that circle, you're just gonna bring everything back towards the front. If it's comfortable for you, you can let your head rest on the mat, or if you'd like to lay your head on a pillow, if you have one available, or if it's comfortable to you, you can just let your head stay elevated up off the mat. What we're trying to do is open up our shoulders. Let's bring it back towards the front, and then we're just gonna go ahead and switch sides. So pressing yourself up, switching sides, laying on the opposite side, shins and thighs are parallel with the mat. Both hands are touching each other, head can rest on the mat, or you can keep elevated, but taking the top arm, reaching up and around, opening up the chest. Coming back around towards the front. Whew. Maintaining contact with the floor the entire time. Again, if you're still working on your overhead shoulder mobility, you might not be able to touch the floor right here when your hand gets by your bicep. It's okay, just keep doing these side lying arm sweeps. Let's go ahead and bring it back to the front. And then let's come up to a quadruped position for our scat push-ups. So starting in quadruped position, we'll all start here, shoelaces down, arms stay straight. We're gonna drop the chest right down in between the arms and then lift right back up. Lowering heart down and then pressing heart up. Christina, we can take a little bit more advanced option of the scat push-ups by coming into push-up plank position. Same thing, arms stay straight, lowering down in between the arms, letting the shoulder blades slide down the back. So dropping chest down, keeping core engaged, keeping arms straight, lowering down, and then lifting up. If holding yourself in that plank position is too challenging, you can always come back to tabletop, but just lowering down, lifting right back up. Let's go ahead and come to tabletop position. We'll tuck our toes, and we're gonna come to a downward facing dog with knees bent. Now, Gabby, you can come back to tabletop position. Christina, we're gonna come into plank. So we're just gonna move from downward facing dog right into plank. So hips go up towards the ceiling, chest pulls towards the shins, heels press down in the downward facing dog, and then we're using our arms to push and pull us through those motions. So pressing hips up towards the ceiling, coming back to plank or tabletop. Hips go up, hips come back to flush with the shoulders. So plank position, core stays engaged, glutes and quads are engaged, pressing yourself away from the mat. Coming right back, good. Let's come back to tabletop position, and then we're gonna lower down to a Cobra. So Gabby, I just want you to keep doing Cobra poses. Christina, we're gonna inhale up to Cobra, and then we're gonna lower down, come to tabletop position, move to child's pose. Come back to tabletop, Lower down to the mat, inhale up Cobra. Exhale, lower down, come back to tabletop position, go to child's pose. Tabletop, hips press forward, we lower down, inhale Cobra, lowering, lifting up. Now in your Cobra pose, you wanna keep your hip bones down on the mat, and the only thing lifting up is the chest. The hands are not pushing yourself up too much. You're really using your back muscles to lift the chest up off the mat. Now go ahead and go at your own tempo. We're just moving from our child's pose down up so we can lift up to Cobra. Make sure that the neck maintains a neutral position as you move through those Cobra poses, lowering down. And then let's go ahead and all meet in a child's pose. We're gonna turn perpendicular to our mats. We're gonna reach our arms out to the side like a giant T. And we're gonna come into some scorpions. So both hands are out, straight out to the sides. Now let's rotate this top foot over, reaching to the opposite side of the body. Gabby, you can just keep both legs together. So as the top leg is tapping on the back side, we're gonna reverse direction. This time, right leg is gonna switch over and reach behind us on the opposite side. Come back to center. Alternating sides, we're just gonna keep moving through both of these scorpions. Switching sides again. And then from there, just go ahead and find your own tempo. We're just alternating scorpion sides, tapping the back toe back, pressing hands into the mat. Right leg flips up top. We'll do one more rep of each. Coming back to center, chest is down, and then lifting the left leg, tapping behind you. Coming back to center last time on this right leg. And then go ahead and come back to center. And then press yourself up to a seated position on the mat. We're gonna actually be laying down on our backs for some floor angels. So knees are bent, laying down on your back. Hands are out at the side like a field goal. Press your fist, wrist, and elbows into the mat as well as your lower back, and then open up the hands, and you're just gonna slide the arms up and down. So you're trying to maintain contact with the ground from your elbow to your wrist to your hand as you slide arms up and down. Now, if you lose your lower back, meaning if my lower back arches off the mat, then this is gonna be really easy for me. So what I wanna do is I wanna press my lower back into the mat and then glide my arms up and down. If lying down on the ground is uncomfortable for you for these floor slides, you could always sit up against a wall. But again, you're trying to maintain contact with the ground from your elbow to your hand through your wrist. So just sliding up and down, lower back is pressing into the mat. Good. Now let's go ahead and slowly start to bring ourselves up to a seated position. So roll over onto the right side of your body. Sit in a cross-legged position. And then let's go ahead and wind down with some breath work. Okay?
Sounds good.
So sitting up tall, let the eyes close. We'll just take one breath in through the nose, inside out the mouth. Now inhale on a 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and inhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Go ahead and take a breath on your own. And then letting the eyes flutter open. How's that?
feels great. Incredible.
Nice. Research shows that deep breathing for even just 30 seconds can help lower blood pressure and heart rate, so give yourself that gift every day if you can. Thanks for working out with us, and we'll see you next time.